welcome out. If you haven't joined me before, my name is Amanda, and I'll be guiding you through today's practice. If you're joining me for the first time, you may wish to have a couple of props. Today we're going to be doing a power flow. 2 blocks possibly for part of the practice, but if you want to go prop free, that's totally fine as well. So we'll start off a little slow and then we'll speed it up and get nice and sweaty today. I did this practice a couple of days ago and I really enjoyed it, so I hope you will too. We're going to get started laying down on the mat, all the way on our spines, extending those legs forward. Allow the hands to fall where you'd like them, wherever's comfortable. Take a moment here to adjust and then settle in. Closing down the eyes and just starting to connect. Connecting with your mind, your body, and your breath. Bringing your attention inward to start. Allowing all of that chatter in the mind to subside as you focus in on just what's between the 4 edges of your mat. And checking in with the body, depending on what time of day it is you're joining me, you might notice that you're a little bit more tight, a little bit more sore or stiff than normal. Check in with yourself, see where you're tight and sore, maybe where you need a little bit of extra love and attention today. And then as we start to deepen the breath, begin to send the breath into some of those spaces where you observe that tightness, that soreness, that stiffness. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. And slowly, let's pull the legs together, reaching them out long in front of us. Reach the arms up overhead. And then go ahead and walk the legs and the arms off to the left side of your mat. Grab opposite elbows overhead and come into your Badaknasana. So as you're here, wrap that right shoulder down towards the earth. Rotate the belly up towards the sky. Get a nice little side body stretch going here. And then slowly walk yourself back through center and then over to the right. Try to grab elbows in the opposite direction this time. Cross the ankles in the opposite direction as well. And press out through the left side body. Wrap that left shoulder down. Nice, deep, full breaths here. One more. And then we'll walk ourselves back through center. As you walk yourself back through center, draw the knees into the chest, coming into Apanasana. Begin to make circles in opposite directions with the knees on the ceiling. Opening up those hips. And then we'll pause and reverse, go the opposite direction. Slowly draw those knees back into the chest. Draw them in as close as you can, trying to take the entire weight of the legs into the arms. And then slowly releasing the soles of the feet down to the mat, drawing the heels in towards the glutes, and arms come down by your sides. As you inhale, lift the hips up away from the mat. Maybe walk those shoulder blades underneath you, coming into bridge. Firm through the inner thighs. Make sure the knees and toes are pointing towards the top of the mat. As you exhale, lower hips down to the earth. Shift the weight just into that left leg, and inhale, draw right knee into chest as you lift the hips up again, coming into a one-legged bridge. Exhale, lower hips to mat, switch sides, right foot plants, left knee draws in, lift the hips up. Exhale, lower hips back down to the mat. This time, both knees into the chest. We're gonna pick the hips up over the shoulders and allow the feet to drift up towards the head, coming into Plow Pose. Slowly rolling down, bring the feet back down to the mat, and we'll go through that again. Inhale into bridge, lift the hips up. Exhale, lower the hips. Root down through the left foot, draw the right knee in as you lift the hips up. Exhale to lower, switch sides, right foot plants, left knee in. Lower the hips down, both knees into the chest, sweep the legs up overhead, coming into Plow Pose. Slowly rolling back down, plant the feet, inhale, hips up. Exhale, lower. Right knee into the chest, lift the hips. And exhale, lower. Switch sides. One-legged bridge. Exhale, lower. Knees into chest. Reach those legs up overhead, coming into Plow Pose. One more, slowly. Rolling down. Bring those feet down to the mat. Lift the hips up, find your bridge. Exhale, lower. Inhale, one-legged bridge, right knee into chest. Exhale, lower. Switching sides, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Both knees into the chest. Reach those legs overhead. Plow Pose. Slowly unwind, bringing the feet down to the mat, knees up. Now keeping the soles of the feet together, take the knees wide, coming into your Supine Badaknasana. Reach the arms forward. From here, we're going to pull the belly down into the mat, and then slowly peel the back of the head, and the shoulders, and the spine away from the mat as we rise up to a nice tall seat. Sit up nice and tall when you get there. Knees wide, outer edges of the feet planting into the mat. Plug those shoulders into their sockets. Inhale. As you exhale, lean forward, reach. Keep the spine nice and long. And then draw it straight back up. Exhale, lean and reach. Inhale to sit up tall. Lean and reach. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, lean and reach. Inhale, nice and tall. From here, keep the feet together, but bring the soles of the feet down to the mat. You're going to want to draw those heels in nice and close. From here, squeeze the belly, and then rock yourself up to Garland Pose. So again, big toes together, knees wide. Keep reaching forward. Open those inner thighs up a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale, thumbs to heart. Slowly, we're going to rise all the way up to standing at the top of the mat. Inhale, circle, sweep those arms all the way up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. From plank, we'll roll the heels to the left, sweep that right arm into the sky, side plank. Lift the hips up, reach up, take a breath in. Exhale, right hand down, passing through center, other side, heels drop to the right. Left arm sweeps up. Try to tuck the tailbone towards the heels. Lift up through the sides of the waist. Inhale. Exhale, left hand down. Find plank here. Press the mat away. And then shift forward. Lower halfway down through chaturanga. Inhale, come into a back bend, either cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, finding your downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Start to walk forward, one footprint at a time as you make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, earth to sky, rising up, reaching up. Exhale, right back down, hinge and fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, plant the hands again, step back, high plank. Same thing, heels to the left, right arm up, side plank. Exhale, right hand down, pass through center and switch sides. Left arm sweeps skyward. Lengthen out. Exhale, left hand down. Press the mat away, shift forward, lower down, and go through your flow. Meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Walk, step, or hop feet forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, earth to sky, rising up, reaching up. Exhale, right back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant those hands, step it back. High plank, heels drop to the left, right arm sweeps skyward. Exhale, right hand down. Heels drop to the right, left arm sweeps skyward. Side plank. Exhale, left hand down. Center here, shift forward, lower down, and go through your flow. Again, meeting in downward facing dog. 2 more, just like that. Gazing forward. Bring the feet forward, however you'd like, to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, earth to sky, rising up with breath. Get nice and tall. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back. Side plank, heels to the left, right arm up. Press yourself away. And then right hand down, pass through center, switch sides. Exhale, left hand down, center and plank, shift forward, lower down, and go through your flow. Coming back to downward facing dog. Last one, you got this. Gaze forward, feet forward, find your fold. Inhale, find that halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, rising all the way up, and then exhaling it right back down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands down, feet back. Side plank to the left, heels drop, right arm reaches up. Exhale, right hand down, center. Heels drop to the right, left arm reaches up. Exhale, both hands down, find plank. Press the mat away, shift forward, lower down, and go through your flow. Meeting back in downward facing dog. So now we're in our downward facing dog. Go ahead and take a moment to settle in here. Pedaling into the legs. Finding that space through the hamstrings. And then start to settle, pressing the hands down and forward, lifting the hips up and back, and sending those heels down for the earth. As you inhale, we'll shift forward into plank. So as you shift forward, make sure the hips don't dip down towards the mat. Core is still engaged, still pressing the mat away. Inhale back to downward facing dog. And then forward and back. So just finding some mobility here. Forward and back. Really sticking each pose, each shape before moving back to the next one. So we're working the shoulders here, trying to open up those hamstrings and calves a little bit. And keeping the core nice and fired up. Maybe you speed it up a little bit. For 3, 2, up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high into the sky. Bend the knees, stack the hips, open up. Begin making circles with the right knee and hip in one direction. And then we'll pause and reverse, moving in the opposite direction. Inhale, open up, dancing warrior. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest, and then slowly step it all the way through. Lower that back knee down. You can keep the toes tucked or untucked. Inhale, sweep the arms up. As you reach the arms up, hook the thumbs. Draw the arms back in space. Lift up through the chest. Inhale. And as you exhale, slide the hips down and forward. Keep reaching the arms up and back. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, hands down to the knee. Tuck those back toes under and then lift yourself up. Rise up, crescent lunge. Sweep those arms back overhead, thumbs still hooked. So just lifting it up away from the mat. Lift up through that back knee, sink down into the front knee. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to start to twist towards the right, open the arms out wide like a T, left arm reaching forward, right arm reaching back. See if you can begin to draw those shoulders back over the hips and keep the legs nice and strong here. Squeeze through the inner thighs. Inhale, and exhale, twist a little deeper. Slowly guide that right arm forward to meet the left. Spin the back foot down all the way as you open out to warrior two. Settle back into the legs. Draw back on that outer right hip. Both legs engaged. Lift up on that back kneecap. Inhale, flip the front palm. Lean back, reverse your warrior. Really expanding through the right side body here. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel, hands down to the mat. From here, we're going to step that right leg all the way back, coming into side plank. Yes, again, side plank. Lift those hips up. Maybe this time you reach that right knee up towards the sky, just adding on a bit. Inhale. Exhale, hand down to the mat, step back to plank, shift forward, lower down, and go through your flow. Inhale, left leg up and back. Bend the knees, stack the hips, open up. Begin to make circles, 3 in one direction. And then 3 in the opposite direction. Inhale, open up to that dancing warrior, square the shoulders. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest, and then step it through. Lunge. Lower that back knee down. As you inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky, hook the thumbs. Lift up, reach up, keep the chest and collarbones open. Pull the belly in. And as you exhale, slide the hips down and forward. Imagine pulling the pinky fingers apart. Find some space on the front side of that right hip. Inhale. Exhale, hands down to the left thigh. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee, press yourself up to lunge. Now sweep those arms back up. Coming to high lunge. Back knee lifted, hips still square with the top of the mat. Sink into that front knee bend. Keep the tailbone tucked here, and then inhale, open up, twist. Right arm reaching forward, left arm reaching back. Again, see if you can draw those shoulders over the hips and squeeze through the low belly. Keep breathing here. With each exhale, twist a little deeper. One more inhale, exhale. Slowly sweep that left arm forward to meet the right. Spin that back foot down all the way. Open out, warrior two. Find your stance here and settle in. Hips open, shoulders open, tailbone tucked. Try to shift the weight evenly between both legs. And then flip the front palm, lean back, reverse. Reach up and forward through the left ribs. Maybe even gaze up past the left arm. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Plant the right hand, step back, side plank. So again, you can stay here just in your side plank, or maybe you start to sweep that left knee up towards the sky. Press the mat away. Inhale. Exhale, center yourself in plank. Shift forward, lower down, and go through your flow. Meaning in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg skyward. Bend the knees, stack the hips, open up. Again, 3 circles with the hip in one direction. And then 3 more in the opposite direction. Inhale, open up, dancing warrior, square the shoulders. Exhale, knee into chest. Step through. Lower down to the back knee. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Hook the thumbs, pull the pinky fingers away from each other. And this time we'll tuck the back toes under and just lift that back knee up right away. Settle in. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Squeeze the inner thighs. Reach the right arm back and left arm forward. Inhale. Exhale, right hand down the back leg. Left arm reaches up and over. Revolved reverse crescent. Stretching through the left side body. Lift up on that left kneecap. And then rise back up to that standing twist. Slowly guide that right arm forward to meet the left. And then open back out to warrior 2. Inhale, flip the front palm, reverse. Exhale, hands down, left hand stays down, step back, side plank. Again, your variation. Inhale for a breath. And then exhale, find plank. Shift forward, lower through chaturanga, and go through your flow. Inhale, left leg skyward. Bend the knees, stack the hips, open up. 3 circles in one direction, followed by 3 in the opposite direction. Inhale, open back up, dancing warrior. Exhale, knee into chest as you step through. Again, lower to the back knee. Inhale, reach the arms up, hook the thumbs. Draw those arms back in space. And we'll tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, rise to high lunge. Inhale, get nice and tall, tuck the tailbone, and then turn and twist to the left. Left arm reaching back, right arm reaching forward. Inhale. Exhale, left hand down the back leg, right arm reaches up and back. Feel that nice deep stretch across the front side of the right hip. Slowly rise back up to that standing twist. Guide that left arm forward to meet the right. Open out to warrior 2. Adjust the legs as needed. Inhale, flip the front palm. Lean back, reverse. Exhale, hands to mat. Right hand plant, step back, side plank. Your variation. Feel free to play around for a breath in. And then exhale to plank. Go through your flow. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, gazing forward. Walk, step, or hop feet forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips, find chair pose. Arms by the ears. Bring those hands together, Kali Mudra, making a gun with the thumb and first finger. Sit down low. And then bend into the left side of the waist. Curl left hip towards left shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Other side, curl right hip towards right shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Release the hands. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Take those feet about hip distance apart. And then as you exhale, fold. Grab onto the big toes with the peace fingers and draw yourself down towards the mat. As you draw yourself down, think about lifting up through the back side of the legs, giving that belly a little squeeze to make this a little bit more active and to close the gap between the ribs and the thighs. Elbows out nice and wide. Maybe you even find a little mobility here by actively drawing yourself a little closer towards the feet. And then slowly release. Bring the hands back down to the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back. Go through your flow. And meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches high. Bend the knees, stack the hips, open up. As you're ready, bring that right knee into the chest. Step it all the way through, runner's lunge. So this is where you might want to grab the blocks, take the hands one handprint forward on the mat, and lift that left leg up and back. Coming into a supported warrior three. From here, we're going to squeeze the belly, draw that left knee into the chest, and sit down as we kick it through, coming into a pistol squat. Okay, draw it back in, kick it back up, supported warrior three. Two more. In, squeeze, kick through, and then draw it back in and kick it back up. Knee into chest, sit it down, kick it through, and then draw it back in, kick it up and back, supported warrior three. Walk the hands forward one more handprint, and then slowly start to stack the hips, stack the shoulders, open up to your half moon shape. Spiral that right inner thigh towards the left edge of your mat, and press out through that back heel. Keep lifting up on the left kneecap and broaden across the collarbones. Arms nice and wide. Stay here or bend into that top leg and reach back for the foot or ankle coming into your Chapasana. If you've caught the foot, go ahead and kick it away, spreading the hips and heart more towards the left side of your mat. Inhale, open back up, half moon pose. And then exhale, slowly lower that back foot down and rise to warrior two. Once you've found your stance, flip to front palm. Lean back, reverse. And then keep that length through the right side waist as you lean forward and find your extended side angle. So that right arm can come to the thigh, you can reach the hand down, or maybe even touch the mat or block. Left arm by the ear, tuck the hips underneath the body. Find that nice diagonal line of energy from the fingertips out through the back foot. Lift up on the back kneecap. Draw the inner thighs towards one another. Stack those shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down inside of that right foot. Roll up onto the back toes. Left hand plants. We're going to turn all 10 toes to face the right side of the mat. Dip the hips down, open up through the outer right hip. Slowly stay here or pick that right foot up and step it back to side plank. If you'd like to add on, again, maybe you reach that right knee into the sky or big toe into the peace fingers, coming into your full Badaknasana. Wherever you're at, slowly drop that right foot back behind you. Lift the hips up, open into your wild thing. Right arm reaches forward. Inhale. Exhale, right knee back into the chest. We're going to step that right foot forward, wide on the mat. Setting up for a lizard pose. Both hands inside of that right foot. Right knee drawing in towards the shoulder. Start to walk the hands towards the upper left-hand corner of the mat. Keep both legs nice and strong here. And then walk the hands back in. Slowly tuck that right knee into the right shoulder and send the foot back, coming into half crow. Right foot floats. Step back to plank and go through your flow. meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Bend the knees, stack the hips, open up. Exhale, slowly guiding that leg through, coming into runner's lunge. In your runner's lunge again, we'll walk the hands forward, possibly grabbing the blocks, and send that right leg up and back, supported warrior three. Find your foundation here, hug that right knee in, squeeze the belly, and then sit down as you kick the leg through, pistol squat. Draw it back in, kick it back up. 2 more, in, kick it through, draw it in, kick it up and back. Last one, draw it in and squeeze, sit down, kick through, draw it in, kick it back up. Walk the hands forward, 1 more handprint. Now open the hips and find your half moon. Keep the length through the sides of the waist, reach out through that back foot, lift yourself away from the mat. If you're comfortable staying here, stay here. Otherwise, bend into that top knee. Reaching back for the top of the foot or ankle, find Chapasana. As you find your Chapasana, make sure you're not dipping down into the left side body. You're still lifting yourself away from the mat. Find that foundation through the left foot. Slowly release. Extend the right leg back, and then lower it all the way down, rising into warrior two. Find your foundation. Inhale, flip the front palm. Reverse. Lean it back. Keep that deep bend in the front knee. And lengthen through the side of the left waist. And slowly lean it forward. And find your variation of extended side angle. Again, with any of these side poses, you want to make sure that you're not dumping your weight down towards the earth. You're still lifting yourself up. Keeping the sides of the waist engaged. Keeping those legs nice and fired up. Energy reaching out through the hands, through the feet. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel hands down inside that left foot and roll up onto the back toes. Plant the right hand down and turn all 10 toes to face the left side of the mat, coming into a modified side plank. Stay here or maybe try to sink those hips down, opening up more through that left glute. Inhale, lift the hips up, step back to your variation of side plank. So any of the variations we've taken so far on either side, or find your own. Inhale, slowly release left leg down behind you and open into wild thing. One more breath, reach and press. Exhale, left knee into the chest, slowly guide it forward, coming into lizard pose. Nice wide stance here, hands come inside the left foot, and then start to walk the hands towards the upper right-hand corner of the mat. Maybe even come down to the forearms, your choice. Make sure you're still pressing down through the left big toe, and the left knee is reaching towards the sky. Slowly walk those hands back into center. Tuck the left knee into the left shoulder and drag those left toes back, finding your half crow. Step back to plank, shift forward, lower down, and go through your flow. Same flow one more time, and we'll add something on this time. Inhale, right leg up. Bend the knees, stack the hips, open up. Exhale, stepping through. Runner's lunge. Walk those hands, one handprint forward. Lift the left leg up and back, supported warrior three. Draw that left knee in, sit down, kick it through. That's one. Kick it back up. Exhale, knee in, sit down, kick through for two. Inhale it back up. Last one, in, kick through, and send it back up. Supported warrior three. Walk the hands forward, and then sweep that left arm into the sky as you open up into your half moon. Inhale. Exhale, lower back foot down all the way. Rise up through warrior two. Inhale, flip the front palm, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Stay for a breath. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Left hand stays planted, turn all 10 toes to face right. Modified side plank. Again, Vashisthasana, your choice. And then release that right leg down behind you. Make it a kickstand as you come into Wild Thing. Slowly step that right foot forward to the top of the mat, finding your lizard lunge. Now, this time, what you're going to do is you're going to dip the shoulders down towards the earth. See if you can tuck that right shoulder underneath the right thigh. Plant the right hand down outside of the right foot. And spin that back foot down all the way. We're coming into our flying splits. Take the left hand to the outer edge of the right foot and slowly start to extend it forward. Maybe you come into a bent knee, or maybe you're able to open up, extending the leg all the way up. Slowly release, bring that right foot back to the mat, untuck the shoulder, step back to plank, and go through your flow. Of course, that's always optional. We'll try on the other side. Left leg up and back, bend the knees, stack the hips, open up. Exhale, step it through. Runner's lunge, hands walk forward, one hand print. Lift that right leg up. Exhale, knee in. Sit down, kick through. One pistol squat, kick it back up. Two more, knee in, kick through, draw back up. Exhale, knee in, kick it through, and then inhale it back up. Hands walk forward, one more hand print, and then open out, half moon pose. Inhale, exhale, right foot down long behind, pass through warrior two, flip the front palm, reverse. Keep that length, find your side angle. Take one breath in and out. Hands come down to the mat. Roll up on the back toes, finding that lunge. And then right hand down. Turn all 10 toes to face the left side of the mat. Find your modified side plank. Step back, full side plank, or any other variation you'd like. And then drop those left toes back behind you. Lift the hips, find Wild Thing. Exhale, left knee into the chest. Step it forward, coming back to that wide lunge. This time again, you can stay here, maybe even lower to the back knee. Or drop those shoulders, tuck that left shoulder underneath the left leg. Spin down on that back foot all the way. We're going to plant the left hand down to the mat and start to walk that right hand to the outer edge of the left foot. Give yourself a little space here, and then slowly start to open up. First, maybe you turn towards the right side of the mat, and then maybe you give your leg a little kick, maybe a big kick. And when you're done, come on out. Hands back to the mat. Step back to plank and go through your flow. Meeting back in downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, inhale high up on the toes. As you exhale, drop the knees down wide, big toes together, and settle into your child's pose. Allow yourself to come back to the breath. Inhale, rising up about halfway, and then thread that right arm through, lower right shoulder and cheek back to the mat. Slowly unwind and twist, reach the right arm forward, and now thread that left arm underneath you, dropping to left shoulder, left cheek. Unwind and twist. Bring both hands back to the top of the mat, and we'll tuck the toes. Lift the hips to the sky, downward dog. Gaze forward, gently walk, step, or hop feet outside the hands, settling into Yogi Squat. Toes out, heels in, knees nice and wide. Sink the tailbone down, reach up through the crown of the head. And then slowly begin to lower the hips all the way down to the mat. Soles of the feet together, grab onto the big toes. Again, finding a nice tall seat here. We're going to begin to rock the weight back and float the heels. So finding that balance here on the sitting bones. You can stay here, sitting up tall, working to draw the shoulders back. Or maybe you extend one leg. Maybe you play around with the other leg. Maybe both legs. Wherever you're at, press into the big toes. Draw them up towards the face, sit up nice and tall. And when you're ready, slowly make your way back, coming into Badaknasana. Draw those knees together, feet plant to the earth, and then begin to roll yourself all the way down onto your spine. Extend the left leg forward, bring the arms out to a T, and we'll come into our spinal twist. Cross the right leg over to the left side of the mat. Begin to bring yourself back through center. Keep the right knee hugging in. And bring the left foot down to the earth. Coming into a supine pigeon pose, cross that right ankle just above the left knee. And then reach through for the back of the left thigh or the front of the left shin. Imagine sending that right knee towards the top of the mat, opening up through the outer edge of the right hip. Keep the right foot flexed. Head and shoulders heavy on the mat. See if you can give the legs another pull in. And then keeping the legs as they are, allow the legs to drop down towards the left edge of the mat. So the entire outer edge of that left leg is down, that right foot is down. And we settle the shoulders down, coming into a sacral reset. Keep reaching that right knee towards the sky. And see if you can allow yourself to start to let go right here in the right hip and glute. Begin to make your way back through center. Uncross the legs and switch sides. Extend the right leg forward, left knee into the chest, and then coming into your universal spinal twist. Try to plant both shoulders down on the mat. Soften the legs. Unwind and twist. Keep that left knee into the chest and bring that right foot down to the mat. Cross left ankle above the right knee and find your supine pigeon. So whatever that looks like on this side, left foot flexed, send the left knee away. As you draw the knees in towards the body, try to make sure the spine stays nice and long, meaning those hips aren't really far away from the mat to make this action happen. If they are, maybe bring some support underneath the low back. One more tug of the knees in, and then slowly float the legs down to the right side of the mat. Keeping the figure four shape. Left foot down, left knee reaching towards the sky. And then settle into that left hip. Slowly begin to unwind and twist. Uncross the legs, bring both feet down to the mat. Setting up for one final shape, either bridge or wheel pose, your choice. As you're ready, planting down through the feet, make sure the toes are pointing forward. If you're in bridge, arms are maybe down by your sides or underneath the back. If you're in wheel, hands come up above the shoulders, fingers pointing back towards the heels. As you first lift up onto the crown of the head, adjust the hands, and then press all the way up. Once you're here, feel free to walk the feet maybe a little closer towards the hands and lift the hips up even more. Maybe you press the heart through between the arms. Any variation works. And wherever you're at, slowly begin to make your way back down. Taking a moment here, walking the feet out wide and allowing the knees to fall together at center. Finding that constructive resting pose. And then choosing to stay here or start to send those legs forward as we start to wind down and make our way into our final shape. As you're ready, allowing the backside of the body to settle into the mat and allowing the eyelids to become heavy. Taking a deep breath in and letting it go as you settle in for your Shavasana. And as you're ready, begin to reawaken the body. Finding those small movements, followed by larger movements as you wake up each joint. And as you're ready, meeting and seated at the top of your mat. Sitting up nice and tall, hands come down by your sides. As you inhale, circle, sweep the arms up overhead. Sit up nice and tall. As you exhale, press the breath out and away. Inhale, rising up, reaching up. And exhale, letting it go. One more deep breath in from earth to sky, breathing in the energy and vitality we've created. And drawing it home to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Taking this energy out into the world and sharing it with everyone you meet. Honoring the light inside and teacher in us all. From my heart to yours. Namaste. Well, thank you for joining me for that practice today. Again, that was one I really enjoyed, even though, maybe you don't always stick all of the poses, but I hope you enjoyed it as well, and I will see you next time.